Ladies and gentlemen, from the Alamo Dome, San Antonio, Texas, Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and Miller Lite, along with HBO Sports, are proud to present 12 rounds of boxing for the Featherweight Championship of the World. Brought to you in association with Murad Muhammad's M&M Sports and sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, Chairman Leo Vasquez, Executive Director William Kuntz. The scoring at ringside will be done by 3 judges using the 10-point system. The judges are Rick Crocker, Ray Hawkins, and Gail Van Oy. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Lawrence Cole. And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from San Antonio, Texas, deep in the heart of Texas, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trimmed with black, his official weight, 125 pounds. In his professional career, he has demonstrated amazing power while compiling an outstanding record of 37 victories, including 28 knockouts, with only 2 defeats and 1 bout even, while capturing a world title, which is not on the line tonight. From General Santos City, Philippines, the challenger, the IBF Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white with black letters and officially weighing 126 pounds. His professional record is an excellent one, consisting of 57 victories, including 40 knockouts with only 3 defeats, and he is recognized by his peers, the fans, and pundits alike as one of the very best pound-for-pound fighters in the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros de Ciudad de Mexico, el campeón de la gente, the reigning, defending, universally recognized featherweight champion of the world, the baby-faced assassin, Marco Antonio Barrera.
Now 6 for Barrera. Incidentally, 10,127 in the Alamo Dome for this fight. That's 3 fewer than the 10,130 who saw the promoter, Oscar de la Hoya, knock out David Kamau, June of 1997. Pacquiao reaching with the left hand. Barrera reaches out and goes to the body with both hands.
Jim, I'd like to point out that...
And Dickie Cole, or yes, Lawrence Cole's going to call that a knockdown as he motions Barrera to a neutral corner and applies the count. And already Barrera has knocked Pacquiao down, and Pacquiao saying, why? Why'd you call that a knockdown?
I'm not sure that Cole saw that punch land, and I'm not sure that a punch did land.
We'll have to take a look at a replay to see exactly what happened. I didn't see a heavy punch land. It looked as much like a slip as anything else.
Surprisingly, but Worl is much more aggressive than I expected. Normally when he fights southpaws, he's more of a conservative, laid-back counterpuncher. Pacquiao back, something that Pacquiao was not prepared for.
Barrera takes a couple of hard punches right up the middle as Pacquiao to counter back accurately when Pacquiao lands over the top. Now Barrera goes with the body, the left hooks. Pacquiao coming upstairs. Left hand counter by Barrera. Now he lands the jab. He's closed the distance between the two of them, Emmanuel.
Yes, I'm looking for... Pacquiao is trying to find a way to get his straight left hand through the center, but he cannot seem to find the target with Barrera.
When we go to the corners, in Pacquiao's corner, where they might speak Tagalog, our interpreter is Ernie Kalua. In Barrera's corner, where they will speak Spanish, our interpreter is Ray Torres.
I scored that round 10-9 for Barrera because he got a credit for a knockdown, not the 10-8 that a knockdown usually is.
Yeah, Harold Letterman goes with the 10-8 because it was officially ruled a knockdown. I'm sure that's the point Harold would make. CompuBox numbers in round 1, Barrera 21 out of 59, Pacquiao 15 out of 56. Pacquiao didn't come here expecting to win a decision. Trainer Freddie Roach says, we've got to go in and force Barrera into a war.
Barrera is successfully keeping Pacquiao on the end of that hard jab so far. He's not letting Pacquiao get inside where he can let loose his perhaps faster fists.
Barrera is right now using the jab very effectively, trying to get his range, and I think he's going to shoot the jab at a slow speed and then counter with a fast right hand whenever Pacquiao gets past the jab. But he's using the jab now is pretty much to keep him preoccupied.
Barrera has also begun to block more of Pacquiao's punches upstairs with his gloves. So Barrera making a key tactical move midway through the first round when he stepped forward one step to get into range to land his jab, and since that time he's been tactically in control.
Tactically in control with the jab, but Pacquiao is trying to take control. Is this going to be a good fight? Because neither guy's going to accept the other guy controlling the fight.
Pacquiao has been getting his left hand in just like there. He's had 4 or 5 of them, 6 in the last 30 seconds.
Pacquiao strafing Barrera now with 1-2 combinations upstairs, landing his jab and landing 3 left hands behind the jab in that sequence.
And Pacquiao seems to be getting his rhythm going now.
It'd probably be better to call him the poker-faced assassin. He never shows emotion in the ring. Big combination by Barrera as he catches Pacquiao coming in. Manny comes back with body shots of his own. Hard body shots from Pacquiao.
And at this stage, the career punches for the most part of this round are still being landed by Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao has come out with a determined rally in round 2, trying to get back up on the scorecards after that strange knockdown ruling in round number 1. Mark your calendars for these 31 out of 63 power shots. So he used a lot of energy in that round, Emmanuel.
And I thought that Barrera...
Hard left hand, straight on the button by Pacquiao. Down goes Barrera. He's been knocked down 3 times in his career.
There was that
Never this early in a fight.
There was that left hand again. He doesn't see it coming, or he just can't cope with its speed.
Well, Pacquiao's got a little rhythm. He doesn't just come straight in. He goes a little kind of Mike Tyson in and out, side to side, and then he shoots the right hand straight through the center.
There are probably some in this arena who didn't really know who Manny Pacquiao was or what his chances might be against Marco Antonio Barrera. Now they know as Pacquiao tries to go ahead and finish Barrera right here in the 3rd round. Manny's getting reckless and Barrera takes advantage. What a fight.
Is Barrera prepared to fight this kind of fight at this stage of his career?
He hadn't had one since February 2000. Not like this. Pacquiao is strafing Barrera with left hands. Marco's hanging in now. He's tasted the power, but Manny's having another big round.
Yeah, it's a great round. I don't know if Barrera's going to survive it, but if he does, can survive this round, and Pacquiao runs out of gas a few rounds later, Pacquiao's going to be in trouble. But at this stage right here, everything is great for Pacquiao at this stage right here.
Pacquiao coming right through the right hand counter. Landed another big left hand. A wobbly Barrera trying to fend him off. That's the most desperate look I've ever seen on Marco Antonio's face.
And Barrera's always been the most vulnerable when he shoots his jab, because he jabs and he pushes it out and leaves a gap straight through the center to get hit with a straight left. Take advantage of the reduction in speed that Pacquiao is showing.
If it weren't for Cole's knockdown ruling in the 1st round, Barrera may have been down 3 rounds to none at this point, and with a knockdown point for Pacquiao.
Straight left through the center. Perfect punch. It's what Pacquiao's been trying to do all night long, and he finally landed it.
Right.
It's a fighter. Pacquiao, who had thrown 100 punches in the second round, threw 85 in the third round, landing 34, including 20.
Slowed down a little bit. It seemed like he's maybe a little too cautious even at this stage.
Barrera's going to have to find a way to use Pacquiao's superior speed and aggression against him. Barrera's going to have to counter to victory tonight if he's going to be able to win.
At this stage, Barrera still looks like he's very vulnerable for that straight left through the center.
And more protective than we've ever seen him, as he's now definitely trying to stay away and not always able to do it. Now Barrera counters back and momentarily stuns Pacquiao with a 1-2. Pacquiao comes back, misses with the right, barely glances with the left. Hard left hand lands for Pacquiao.
Barrera seems to have almost conceded to Pacquiao that he can't stand and go toe-to-toe because of Pacquiao's fast hands. And now he's just trying to beat him with his boxing ability.
He's going to have to find angles.
I agree with you. It seems like he's conceded. And Pacquiao's got that little rhythm that still is bothering him. And he punches off of that rhythm.
Disrespect Barrera, and so far he's done it.
Yeah, he's done a great job of it, too. And every time that Barrera jabs, he draws his right hand to his right side of his head, which means he's very, very vulnerable for straight lefts.
Getting 3 chances to counter with the left hook, but taking a lot of leather to do it. Barrera's left eye is now starting to swell badly. Manny Pacquiao smiling as he continues to strafe Barrera from range. I don't see an end swell in Barrera's corner, and that left eye is starting to puff up.
No, I don't think they were prepared for this type of a fight to begin with. And Pacquiao seems like he's got his confidence, and he's meeting Barrera with fury face-to-face. Whenever Barrera tries to challenge him back,
better than Barrera. Marco hoping that Pacquiao will run out of gas a little bit as he moves and buys time. Hard right hand by Pacquiao. Barrera just trying to stay away. Left hand lands for Pacquiao in that combination. Break! No need.
It's probably a mark of some type. But Pacquiao.
Another hard left hand for Pacquiao, who's getting a chance to target it.
Pacquiao shooting nothing but straight shots directly through that gap in the center of Barrera. Not shooting so much hooks, mainly just through the center.
Even though Marco Antonio Barrera is only 29 years old, he's been a fighting professional for 50 years, or 15 years, I should say. And there are moments here when Pacquiao has made him look older than his years.
Yes, he has. He looks like he's been fighting maybe about
exactly what Pacquiao wanted to do. He hadn't been able to do enough about it so far. Marco backing Pacquiao up with a counter right. Pace slows in round 5. That helps Barrera.
It's hard to overstate how big a victory would be for Pacquiao in the Philippines. This fight there is perceived as Ali Frazier won. It would validate.
To mention, boxing fans love punchers. Pacquiao's fighting the kind of fight that millions of fans could fall in love with.
He's fighting with a lot of spirit, too. A lot.
Pace slowed in round 5 to something more like Barrera wants, but still, Pacquiao landed 16 out of 42 power shots. Barrera only got 14 of them off. So it appears to be another round that Pacquiao is likely to have won. Barrera hasn't really found any answers since round 1. I'm thinking of something Larry Merchant told me a long time ago, Manny. Younger, stronger, faster, hungrier usually wins.
Yeah, pretty much what Barrera told you also yesterday when you interviewed him. He said that Pacquiao reminds him a lot of himself. And it's really hard to beat a good fighter that has a lot of spirit, a lot of determination.
But let's remember that this is, in a real sense, Barrera's hometown. This is where Julio Cesar Chavez
got it wrong with Pernell Whitaker, right?
Lost 9 of 10 rounds and got a draw out of it.
One of the worst decisions of the last 10 years.
But unlike a lot of those fighters, which are the victims, so to say, of bad decisions, I don't think that Pacquiao's going to take off at the last few rounds and ease up at all. I think he's going to fight the same pace and not take a break at the end of the fight.
These are Texas judges here tonight, too. Those are governing body judges who gave Chavez his draw with Whitaker. Pacquiao going to the body effectively. Starting to dominate every area of the fight now. Barrera gets a hard right hand back. Thinks he's hurt Pacquiao. Chases him down a little bit. Manny raises his arms to say, yeah, come on, trade with me. You know I want you to trade with me. Hard left to the body by Pacquiao.
You know, that rally suggests it's a little early to count out a great pro like Barrera. Still got half a fight to go after this.
Well, Barrera's the kind of fighter who can win a fight when he's outgunned, but when he's this much outgunned,
yeah, this kid is fighting with so much speed and so much determination. I don't think he's going to collapse going down the stretch. And Barrera just doesn't seem to have the speed tonight.
Crowd comes alive as Barrera, for the moment, gives as good as he takes. Another right hand over the top. This is a round that judges could give to Barrera if they're looking for one to give to Marco. But Pacquiao's body punches set up another knockdown, and Lawrence Cole says it's not a knockdown. Their feet must have been tangled up. I'll tell you what, that was a hard left hand, and there's another one like...
That looked like more of a knockdown, certainly, than the one in the first round.
No question about it.
All right, Manny. Very nice. Okay.
There's no need to get overexcited. We came to win. Throw the left hook to the body, to the liver. That's your best punch. 3 punches, combinations.
Right there, you see he's throwing the combinations after dropping underneath, and Barrera was off balance. But you could call it a knockdown because any blow that lands above the waist that causes a person to go down legally is a knockdown.
Power punches in round 6. Pacquiao landed 32 out of 67. That's his high number for the fight. Harold Letterman, have you found any round since the first to give to Barrera?
No, Jim. 5 rounds to 1. 58, 54. Manny Pacquiao. Jim, on a knockdown, Marco Antonio Barrera hit the wet spot. You know where it's painted over there. His legs clearly came out from under him. I got to agree with Lawrence Cole. It was a slip. Other than that, Pacquiao, too aggressive, landing the harder shots.
Question. If he hit the wet spot, and that's why it went down, why didn't they stop the fight and wipe the wet spot?
Well, before the fight, they tried, without question, to wipe that wet spot. They were using paper towels, then they used the towel. It gets wet from sweat, there's no question.
Round 7 begins the way all the other rounds have begun, with Pacquiao firing combinations and landing them. And he backs Barrera into the ropes and hammers him again. And now there's a big cut on Barrera's left eye, and he's claiming that he was butted. And Pacquiao's grin is getting bigger.
There is blood dripping.
Axel headbutt. Axel, come here. No.
And you hear Lawrence Cole saying accidental headbutt, and it is a big cut. Barrera's been cut many times before. That's a bad one, although it's small. And frankly, you know, if he chooses to stop, they go to the scorecards and he loses. So he's got no real competitive choice other than to keep going under any circumstance.
It's not really his choice. If he chooses not to fight, then the fight's over. And it's
every indication is that he doesn't want to fight anymore. Even though I feel that the cut, even though it's bad, it probably could be stopped. But I don't think he wants to fight anymore.
Let's go.
He should be talking.
All right. You got your mouthpiece? Your mouthpiece in. Time in.
Barrera seemed to be asking for a DQ against Pacquiao, but Cole had already ruled it an accidental butt. Marco's in a lot of pain, as he showed you. His corner was asking for the left hook to the body. I don't know to make that much difference now, Manny.
No, I think this stage, I think the momentum is definitely with Pacquiao, and I don't think it's going to change neither.
Barrera wincing, the blood dripping into the corner of his eye.
And Pacquiao is still determined not to let him take control over this fight. Even when he flares back, he's determined to come right back.
Barrera desperately trying to land a punch that could stave off this little avalanche coming at him.
Perfect word. It's been an avalanche. The irresistible force of Manny Pacquiao.
Now the right jab is coming in.
Uppercut by Barrera. Left hand counter. Stuns Pacquiao. Barrera backs him into the ropes. Again, Pacquiao raises his arms and says, trade with me, come on. But that exchange belonged to Barrera.
The exchange definitely belongs to Worl. But the spirit and the momentum of the fight is definitely Pacquiao.
Now Barrera butts Pacquiao intentionally, and you saw it. He went right at him with his head. Referee Lawrence Cole properly warning Barrera about that. Rough night.
Will Barrera ask his corner to stop the fight?
It's interesting. The blood seemed to have coagulated on his own.
There's nothing. Okay, you're right. There's nothing. Don't permit him to start the fight. You gotta win.
When I said the cut was bad, I was referring to the location. But as Manny pointed out, amazingly, it seemed to stop bleeding on its own during the course of that 7th round. Now we go to the 8th. It's going to be a slugfest from here on in. Barrera understands he can't box for a minute anymore. He's not going to try to box him. He's going to trade.
Head on punch. And what's interesting, there's another bad headbutt. But Pacquiao came back so fast that the referee didn't get a chance to really see it.
Marco Antonio Barrera.
This is where Barrera gets the cut.
Pacquiao throwing many more punches as he hammers away at Barrera. Again, Marco has to hope that he'll catch Pacquiao coming in with something big. And he'll try. That right uppercut beginning to be a weapon for Barrera as Pacquiao charges forward.
Pacquiao could be emerging in this fight as the second exciting fighter to come on the scene this year following Mayorga. Perhaps with more skill and not quite as much power in his weight class.
But it brings a lot of spirit too, much like Mayorga. And that's really a quality that is hard to give a fighter. A lot of determination.
Pacquiao also trying to define himself as the greatest fighter ever from the Philippines, outdistancing Jerry Penalosa, Luisito Espinosa, and the great Flash Elordi from decades back. Hard left hand by Barrera. Backs Pacquiao up. Hard right hand by Barrera. Uppercut landed. Didn't manage to really hurt Pacquiao.
Yeah, he's trying to come on, but it's going to be a
fight with is in serious jeopardy. That's part of the game that he hasn't had to deal with as a young promoter.
The small victory for Oscar tonight is that his fight against David come out.
I got it.
Hard driver Manny Pacquiao comes forward at every moment. They touch gloves to begin the ninth. Pacquiao giving Barrera momentary breathing space, and Marco takes advantage to drive him into the ropes and try to mount some aggression. Uppercut by Barrera landed sharply to the body. Pacquiao lands a left hand. Barrera counters back with a left and a right. Big punches from Pacquiao, and again the power deficit shows as Barrera just backs up, taking those shots.
Cannot time the rhythm and the movement of Pacquiao. The punches, and Pacquiao is smart. He's not really throwing hard punches now. He's throwing volumes of punches, just enough to keep him busy and to try to do. So I mean, this is a case where you're like, I can safely coach to lose on a decision. I can gamble and let it all go out for a knockout. In that case, I would try to go all out for a knockout because he can't handle the speed of the movement of this guy. So in that case, you just have to go for your power.
Pacquiao showing tremendous stamina. Doesn't seem to want to slow down at all. And now Dickie Cole is going to warn Manny Pacquiao.
Neutral corner. Time. -1. -1. -1. -1. All right.
-1 against Barrera.
I think because Barrera hit him maybe on the break. Just out of his frustration.
Well, I think it was.
He can't win a decision.
Pacquiao's really finding a home for that straight left and that right jab over the shoulder. That's punching. He's not punching Sidney with the confidence that he has shown in the past.
Big left hand again by Pacquiao. Barrera having trouble seeing out of his left eye. Barrera talking to the referee and saying, what about him? Pacquiao just hammering him. Just hammering him. Rights and lefts.
Barrera's mouthpiece is not to push that out. And that's not normal for an experienced veteran fighter.
All right, sit down. Close your eye. Close your eye. Let me work on it.
Pitches in the first round, and he's still at that high level. That is another definition of youth.
Well, he landed 33 power punches by CompuBox count in the 9th round. That's his biggest output of the fight so far. Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Okay, Jim. 8 rounds to 1, 88-80. Manny Pacquiao just too aggressive, landed too many shots, and that's all there is to it. Just one quick point in round 6.
More and more, it looks as though Barrera is doomed to just play out the string here.
Yeah, he's just trying to go the distance. Seems like the desire to win or to pull a fight out no longer is in his mind anymore.
Certainly doesn't show here in the 10th round.
No, he doesn't show it. He's retreating. He's doing enough to just get by. It seems like he's just about to push his mouthpiece out at times.
Looks like he wants the dubious honor of finishing the fight. Or maybe wants to see if Pacquiao can somehow slow down in the last 2 rounds. Manny has never fought past the 10th.
I don't know if there's a rematch clause in their contract, but off of this, I'm not sure that even if there is, that Barrera would want to fight this little tiger again.
Well, what you have is Manny Pacquiao annihilating a guy who was universally ranked coming in as one of the 5 or 6 best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport.
Larry, that's a good question, but I asked Oscar that at the fighters meeting yesterday because I was concerned because I had a good feeling that what is happening was going to happen tonight, and Oscar did say he did have a rematch clause. It's like that.
The only possible strategy for the rematch is poison his food.
Yeah. I don't see anything would be any difference if they ever fought a rematch. Well, I tell you what, as big as he is down there, and after this performance tonight, whatever he demands, we're going to have to consider it to some degree.
Superstar in the making. Manny assaulting Marco Antonio Barrera, mugging him, and about to leave him in the gutter with a lopsided loss.
It does seem that the great Barrera has virtually conceded this fight.
Yes.
Taken out. He's urging Pacquiao to go for it. He doesn't want to leave anything to chance here in San Antonio.
And what I like about this fight, Pacquiao is fighting with the same spirit and determination. He's not coasting. He's not lighting it up like a lot of the fighters have been recently, which has permitted him to be victim of these so-called bad decisions. He's fighting with the same intensity and determination that he fought with in the beginning of the fight.
Yeah, I think if Marco Antonio Barrera is going to make it to the finish line, he's going to have to eat a lot of left hands to do it.
Whenever you fight a good fighter, a great fighter, such as a Muhammad Ali, Evander Holyfield, even a Roy Jones, you have to be prepared for late in the fight that once these guys realize that they're losing, they usually make that desperate move. And you're going to have to keep fighting them back when they make that move. If you slow down, you lose the fight often. That's why those guys win a lot of close, controversial decisions, because they finish up strong.
You have to wonder now whether the rematch third fight with Eric Morales will ever happen for Barrera.
Right now, it's very hard to see Barrera in any major fight right now after the show.
Yeah, Manny, he's taking a tremendous beating. In fact, my question is, as great as Barrera is, should his corner keep sending him out to take this kind of punishment?
That's a good question. It's not about winning.
I don't know that his pride would permit him not to go to the end.
I can't imagine that it would, but he's going to pay a heavy price in these last 2 rounds unless something changes.
And in addition to the straight left, Pacquiao is now being very effective with that right jab coming right over the shoulder, more like a right cross, really.
Well, and you heard Freddie Roach saying if you can land a right hook and follow it with the left, you're going to knock him out. So Pacquiao is looking for that right hook opportunity. And Barrera's just eating leather.
This is a fight that will shake up the boxing world.
Sure will.
Barrera is one of the highest regarded fighters in the world.
He's an icon.
Been one of the most entertaining fighters in the world. One of the most complete fighters in the world.
One of the most knocked down fighters in the world right at this moment. Second official knockdown of the fight for Pacquiao. He's right on top of Barrera.
Pacquiao was right there as soon as the referee.
He looked like Dipsy against Jess Willard.
Yeah, well, I think Barrera almost went down from exhaustion.
Yes,
in that occasion.
But officially should have been a knockdown.
But he's rather Barrera's corner, stepping in from the apron to say, all right, enough.
This is a great performance for Pacquiao. You know, I'm very impressed at the fact that he fought with the intensity throughout the entire fight, and at the end even picked it up.
I think he could have fought 20.
The reports that I got that he was in fantastic shape. He was boxing 10 and 12 rounds, totally focused. Very difficult to fight a guy with skills who are that prepared and focused and determined.
The Filipino assassin who fights with a smile on his face, Manny Pacquiao. Let's hear the official particulars on the TKO from Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes in round number 11. The official time, 2 minutes, 56 seconds as referee Lawrence Cole calls a halt to the action. The winner and new featherweight champion of the world, Manny Pacquiao.